afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Brady Mallory, and once again for Susan Simon, who's off today.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. I see my Pelican video made the open.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pretty
Have
exciting.
your autograph?
Pretty exciting. Lots going on today, so let's get started. Topping our news, the F-35s have landed in Madison this afternoon. Reporter Armin Rahman was there.
And today a man is on the run in another country after a homicide yesterday.
And President Biden officially announced that he is running for the 2024 ticket. We'll break down what it all means. But first, today, the first F-35A landed at Truax Field, ending a controversy that began 7 years ago.
Well, it was back in 2016 when Madison was being considered as a base for the F-35, and it was one of 18 candidates. A year later, the Air Force chose Madison. 3 years later, the Madison Common Council passed a resolution asking the Air Force to reconsider the placement of the F-35.
In February of 2020, hundreds of people marched to Truax Field to protest the possible placement of the jet, citing noise levels and environmental effects. And now today, a moment years in the making, the first F-A-35 arrived at Truax Field. Hundreds gathered to watch Wisconsin become the second state in the nation to house the F-35.
Armin Rahman was there at Truax Field too, and he joins us now. Armin?
Brady and Mark, this is it, the first of 20 F-35 Lightning II aircraft that will be calling Truax Field their home in the next year. I just spoke to the pilot, Lieutenant Mike Koob, just a little bit ago after he landed the $100 million jet and hung that state of Wisconsin flag out of the cockpit. He says he's excited to be back near his home of Waunakee and wants residents to know as they look to the skies that the F-35s will be deployed on state as well as federal missions overseas or wherever their advanced stealth technology is needed by the federal government. We'll hear more from that pilot later on in the next hour. For now, live at Truax Field, Armin Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armin, thank you. We'll see you on later newscasts. Let's take a look outside on this Wednesday.
We have some ducks now.
Let's hope they're ducks. I called them ducks one time and they were loons.
Uh-oh.
What do we think they are?
Well, I can't tell now.
Now it's
They're
too
gone.
late. It's too late.
I don't have my glasses.
60s late in the week. That is some good news. Julian is here with that. Julian?
That's right. We do have some 60s late in the week. After starting off with such cool weather for our last week of April, we are going to be seeing things start to warm up later into the week. But until then, is how things are going to be panning out for us for the rest of this evening. Might see a couple of showers, but overall, things are going to stay cloudy and rather muggy. Temperatures into the 40s. And as we head into tonight, we're going to be into the lower 40s, dropping into the 30s for the overnight hours. But those cloud cover is really not going to be breaking for much of southern Wisconsin over the course of the rest of this evening until we get into the later parts of tonight. But the good news is this trend that we're going to be jumping into. 60s by the time we get into our Thursday and for our Friday, but it's going to be cooling down once again as we're going to be watching for another system to be bringing in some wet weather for the weekend. Late Friday night into our Saturday is where we're anticipating to see some showers that are going to linger once again going into our Sunday afternoon and clearly into our Sunday evening as well. But until we get into more details about the rain for the weekend, let's talk about the traffic as of right now. Things are rather smooth. A couple slow spots on the eastern side of the Beltline, but overall, we are looking at rather smooth conditions as we're getting closer to starting the 4 p.m. commutes. We'll talk more about what else we can expect with those 60s and the rain in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Amanda is on the run outside of the country after a homicide yesterday. Madison police found a 43-year-old woman dead at a strip mall on Madison's southwest side.
The person of interest is the victim's husband, Jose Duenas-Quinones. The pair's 6-year-old daughter was first thought to be missing, but our Andrew Banstra is in the studio with breaking new details on where she is. Andrew?
Yeah, the FBI says the 6-year-old daughter is with the 37-year-old person of interest. That's that Jose Duenas-Quinones that you just mentioned. The victim of the case, police say, is the child's mother, while Duenas-Quinones was her husband and the child's father. The woman's body was found late yesterday afternoon in the mall near the intersection of Midvale and the Beltline. Details haven't been provided on where the suspect went or how he crossed country lines in under 24 hours. This is an ongoing investigation spearheaded by MPD's Violent Crimes Unit in conjunction with the FBI. Stay tuned on channel3000.com for updates as we get more information.
Andrew, thank you. It's one of the few things politicians can universally agree on this year. They want to lower taxes in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but there's an intense debate on how to do that, a debate which moved forward today. Political reporter Will Keneally has more from the Capitol.
Mark and Brady, so we have a Democratic governor and a Republican legislature. So we're essentially looking at two different competing plans here. On the Republican side, the goal is to make taxes flatter. And that's what got a hearing today at the Capitol. Instead of different tax brackets where higher income earners pay a higher rate, put everyone in the same bracket and lower that rate below what the lowest earners pay.
Flat tax isn't a novel idea. Many other red and blue states across the country have or are moving to a flat tax. That includes states like Illinois, to our south, Iowa, Michigan, New Hampshire, and Colorado.
This would actually be the first time Wisconsin would have a flat tax in the 112 years that the state has taxed income. Opponents say that the flat tax would be regressive, meaning that the wealthy see their taxes reduced more than those earning less. This is a little bit different than a tax cut the governor is proposing that would implement a tax cut for individuals making less than 6 figures. But Democrats and Republicans are going to have to agree on something if they want to give a tax cut back to Wisconsinites. We'll have more on what a potential compromise might mean coming up tonight at 5. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
At least one person is dead in an explosion and fire at a petroleum plant in an unincorporated town of Lamont, Illinois. Around 9:30 this morning, there was an explosion at the Seneca Petroleum Plant. An asphalt tank on the property apparently exploded. One person died and another person taken to the hospital. That second person's condition was not immediately available. The sheriff's office official said there was no hazardous materials or any danger to the public.
President Biden is now an official 2024 presidential candidate. This afternoon, he made his first public appearance after announcing the new campaign with a focus on jobs and the economy. A friendly union crowd welcomed President Biden for his first speech since launching his re-election bid. The president officially announced his 2024 candidacy this morning with a video. Ahead of the announcement, a CBS News poll found Democrats were accepting of his re-election bid. Just 22% said they were excited. Their number one concern, his age.
I don't think they're trying to skirt this issue. They're not trying to run away from it. They want to address it head on.
A potential rematch could be in the works. Republican candidate and former President Donald Trump hit Biden's announcement on social media. Other Republicans likely to run in 2024 released statements criticizing Biden's record and calling another term a disaster for the American people. We'll talk more about Biden's re-election run with Dr. Charles Franklin, director of the Marquette Law School poll, in the next segment.
A jury was selected today to hear the civil lawsuit against former President Trump.
Former columnist E. Jean Carroll claims Trump raped her in the mid-90s, then defamed her when she went public many years later.
Trump has denied the allegations. Michael George reports from New York.
E. Jean Carroll arrived at a Manhattan courthouse Tuesday, where she's suing former President Trump, as anti-Trump protesters voice their support for the magazine writer.
We believe E. Jean Carroll. We believe E. Jean Carroll.
Carroll claims Trump raped her in the mid-90s in a New York City department store dressing room. She never reported the alleged assault to police, but she wrote about it in her 2019 autobiography. Trump has repeatedly denied the allegations. He called Carroll's claims a hoax and a lie used to promote her book.
It's a civil case, so it's not a criminal proceeding, so he doesn't have to worry about jail time or anything like that. But it can be serious civil ramifications. We're talking about money here, and it could be a significant amount of money.
Carroll is one of more than a dozen women who have accused Trump of sexual assault or harassment. He denies all the allegations.
None of these cases have ever been able to really find him liable, let alone guilty.
Trump's lawyers have indicated that he most likely won't testify. The lawsuit comes as the former president runs again for the Republican nomination. It also comes weeks after he pleaded not guilty in an unrelated case to falsifying business records related to hush money payments. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Carroll came forward with her accusations long after the original statute of limitations had run out. But New York State has since passed laws allowing people who claim they were victims of sexual violence a new window of time to file lawsuits against their alleged attackers.
The Wisconsin State Patrol will be monitoring traffic from the skies this week in Dane County. Aerial enforcement is planned for tomorrow. in the county along I-3990, weather permitting. Officials said it's easier to spot aggressive drivers and speeders from the air. The State Patrol has 5 days of aerial enforcement planned for this week. So if you're traveling, pilots will be monitoring I-43 in Brown County today, I-3990 in Dane County tomorrow, as we mentioned, US 52 in Eau Claire County on Thursday, and I-41, 141 in Oconto County on Friday, and I-41 in Outagamie County on Saturday. Got all that?
That's a long list. I hope you took notes. Well, a new educational greenhouse is now open at the Dane County Extension, teaching gardening at its headquarters on the city's far east side. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi cut the ribbon on the new facility today with Dane County Extension staff and volunteers. They're already putting the 18-foot by 36-foot greenhouse to use by starting seedlings to give community members a real-life experience in gardening.
In addition to housing the plants to support the teaching garden, it will serve as a year-round learning laboratory for youth and adults, and will also house the Plant Dane Project, who will be using the greenhouse to produce native plant seedlings for our community.
Organizations will also use the new space to advance their own agriculture and prairie projects in the Dane County area.
Ever warms up, we can plant.
I know. Get your gardening shoes.
Not yet. We have more on President Biden's announcement this morning that he's running again in 2024.
And the Marquette Law School poll director Charles Franklin joins us next to talk about that campaign that just lies ahead.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
First Choice Dental's got going to the dentist solved. And when you've got 11 convenient neighborhood clinics, you can solve a lot of problems, like helping you get in and get back to your busy day with Snap appointments. Schedule your appointment at firstchoicedental.com.
Habitat Restore is full of great finds at great prices for a great cause. With a unique inventory of high-quality, low-cost goods, you can save money and feel good about your purchase. Shop Restore Dane County today.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $37.50 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
I had a lot of bad days with gout, but that one took the wedding cake. Even with medicine, my uric acid was still too high to stop painful gout buildup. Then a gout specialist told me about Cristexa.
Cristexa is a prescription medicine for adults with gout whose symptoms are not controlled by other gout medicines.
I learned Cristexa quickly starts working to break down gout buildup.
Cristexa is an infused medicine. Serious life-threatening allergic reactions can occur while taking Cristexa. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as shortness of breath, trouble breathing, dizziness, itching, or swelling of the throat or tongue. Cristexa is not recommended if you have high levels of uric acid without a history of gout. Do not take Cristexa if you have a rare disorder called G6PD deficiency or favism. Before receiving Cristexa, tell your doctor if you have a history of heart problems and all the medicines you take. Cristexa may cause gout flare-ups, allergic reactions, nausea, bruising, sore throat, constipation, chest pain, and vomiting.
I received Cristexa for about 6 months. Now I'm in control, not gout.
Find a doctor who specializes in gout at goutdocnow.com.
Spend less time maintaining your deck and more time relaxing on it with UltraDeck low-maintenance decking from Menards. Get a free estimate instantly with our Design and Buy program. Whether you want space to host a cookout, spend time with family and friends, or just soak up some sun, you can design the deck of your dreams for free. Visit the store or Menards.com and get UltraDeck rustic composite decking for $195 per lineal foot after 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. The latest craze making the rounds on TikTok is water recipes.
In case you need something to make for company. Adding flavored syrups and powders to water in order to drink more of it. The TikTok trend to add flavored syrups and powders to water can change how it tastes, of course, but Is it healthy? And can you keep hydrated doing it? Clinical dietitian Bridget Dewan with Orlando Health says it's important to listen to your thirst cues.
We actually kind of talk about all fluid. So the goal is about 13 cups of fluid for adult males and about 9 cups for adult females. And this includes all fluid. So we have to factor in, yes, coffee counts, soda counts, juice counts.
Now, drinking too many fluids can lead to low levels of sodium in your body and lead to a potentially dangerous condition called hyponatremia. Now, symptoms include nausea, vomiting, headache, confusion, or fatigue, loss of energy, muscle weakness, or cramps. So if you're switching up your hydration routine and have questions, Dewan says it's best to talk with your doctor or a registered dietitian first.
In a few years, you might be able to heat your house using the ground beneath it. The Biden administration is spurring research into geothermal heating and cooling methods. They harness below-ground energy to save consumers money and help reduce greenhouse gases. Geothermal energy sources are common in Europe, but underutilized in the U.S. That's where the Department of Energy comes in. 11 communities across the U.S. will be given funding to design geothermal projects. After a year, the plan is to select a few of the best ideas and apply it more broadly.
A new assessment shows the U.S. might be unprepared for another pandemic. Dozens of bipartisan experts in the COVID crisis group are behind a book out today called Lessons from the COVID War. It criticizes both the Trump and Biden administration's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. The book says the CDC wasn't built or prepared for a national health emergency, and it notes other problems involving data. The assessment recommends better international surveillance and stronger biosecurity regulations.
U.S. home prices ticked up slightly in February. That ends a 7-month streak of declines. A national home price index out Tuesday shows a 2.2% increase between January and February, and prices were down almost 5% from their peak in June of last year. But the broader trend going back to 2019 is still a steady increase in home values.
Americans seem a little more worried about the economy these days. A consumer confidence index that measures attitudes toward the economy and job market shows confidence dropped from 104 in March to 101.3 this month. And people are concerned about inflation and jobs, and they expect things to only get worse in the next 6 months.
Stocks closed sharply lower ahead of tech stock earnings reports out tomorrow. The Dow Industrials dropped 344 points, or more than 1%. The Nasdaq fell 238 points, or nearly 2%. The S&P 500 was off 65, or 1.5%. Well, as we mentioned at the top of the show, Joe Biden officially announced his candidacy for the 2024 Democratic ticket this morning.
Joining us now to discuss this is Charles Franklin, director of the Marquette Law School poll.
Good to see you, Charles.
Good to be here.
So here we go.
Here we go. You know, you'd think the election is just around the corner instead of months and months away.
So I guess the elephant, not so much an elephant in the room, is the president's age.
Yes.
He's 80 now. He'll be 86 at the end of the second term.
Yes. And this is something that we've seen worries the public in public opinion polls. At least, especially among people who might otherwise support Biden, they're worried about his age. In our national Marquette Law School polls, what we find is among Democrats, they were split. 48 want him to run, 52 don't want him to run. But at the same time, they give him an 83% job approval rating. So this, I think, reflects that ambivalence that he is old. People are concerned about that. But within the party, at least, his support on substance of job approval is still very strong. And that'll be his ace in the hole with the party. Convincing independents and Republicans is a different matter.
Well, certainly if former President Trump gets a nomination on the Republican side, that's being called the rematch nobody wants. Not my words, it's what I've seen in the headlines.
I call it the reruns.
Yeah.
With Trump's TV background. You know, I think what you see again, if you ask people, do they want Donald Trump to run? There's a lot of ambivalence about him running as well. In the end, we will hold this election between the candidates that are the nominees, and then we'll choose between the real choices rather than the hypotheticals. If only another Republican could emerge, if only a different Democrat was running. So I think we have to look at it in the short term about people's search for alternatives, and frankly, both of them are pretty old.
Yeah, Trump's not a spring chicken either.
Exactly, just 3 or 4 years younger than Biden, 4, I think. And so what happens going forward, I think, in 2024 is pretty limited. When we get to 28, it's time for both parties to reset, as clearly at that point new generations of candidates will emerge. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen maybe in either party. But on the Republican side, it's still an uncertain primary process.
If it is a rerun, is it going to be a enthusiastic population voting, or is this going to be hold your nose and vote for whoever?
Well, you know, in a weird way, both of these candidates help turn out on the other side. Republican antipathy to Biden helps buoy Republicans, and their devotion to Trump, for at least many Republicans, is strong. But Donald Trump has been the biggest turnout machine for Democrats as well. And so I think in a weird way, we might end up with a high turnout election in which people complain about not liking their choices.
Yeah.
Fun, huh?
America. Still a ways off, but here we go.
Indeed.
Charles,
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank you, Charles. Still to come at 4, he changed the world with his music, his acting, and his activism.
A look back at the amazing life of Harry Belafonte, who left us today at the age of 96.
Vi-Tense Golfland offers an outdoor golf range practice and entertainment experience for all ages. Golf suites with 36 covered and heated tee areas are equipped with free top tracer. Grill and bar items are served directly to your golf suite. Enjoy sweet fun at Vi-Tense Golfland.
Join the Circle of Life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Your work is your calling. It drives your days and powers your nights. But if your teeth no longer work as hard as you do, Aspen Dental is here with smile replacement solutions that work for your life. Whether it's your first step or a fast fix, you can get in today for all your denture needs, all at an affordable price. Right now, get new dentures for $30 per month per arch with 60 months financing. $1,770 total payments including interest. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Book today.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint for certain.
Vi-Tense Golfland offers a free top tracer golf range experience. Obtain valuable shot information with warm-up, track your shot history with My Practice, play virtual golf, long drive, points game, go fish. Only at Vi-Tense Golfland.
Well, take a look at this. Apparently, at least one Green Bay resident is over Aaron Rodgers. Artist Bo Thomas painted this tribute to the King of the North in downtown Green Bay. Following the announcement Rodgers is indeed headed to the New York Jets, Bo decided it was time for a change for his art installation. No word on what he plans to eventually replace the Rodgers tribute space. Reaction on Twitter has been mixed.
That didn't take him too long, huh?
Well, I think it's sped up.
Well, yes.
Look at that, he's on something. All of this week, we are celebrating 3 area schools that are winners of our Time for Kids Earth Day contest.
Each of the schools submitted entries on how they're working to keep the environment healthy and why they deserve a new tree in their honor.
Our Chris Stanford kicked it all off in Darlington to help them dedicate their new tree.
We couldn't be more excited to celebrate Earth Week, and this is all because of our partners at SSM Health. And I gotta ask, why an Earth Day contest?
Yeah, so SSM Health really has core values that inform all of the things that we do. That includes sustainability, which is part of Earth Day, and keeping our Earth healthy, because when we keep our Earth healthy, we're keeping ourselves healthy. We're keeping our communities healthy. And some of the great entries we received, including Darlington's, where they have invested so heavily in taking care of our Earth. So we are so happy to be here.
Well, so are we. Let's talk more about that. This is the teacher here who submitted the entry. Tell everybody who you are and what you submitted in your entry.
Okay, I'm Mark Ackerman, and in the entry, one of the things that I talked about specifically was our nature trail here. It was started in 2002, and it was named after Jim Houston, who was a longtime 7th grade science teacher here, and he had a passion for the outdoors. Also in 2002, we thought we would dedicate a tree to each staff member retiring from our school.
A few of the green initiatives the district has gone through is in 2015, we installed a new photovoltaic system on the roof of the district's buildings, 510 panels producing 156 kilowatt of solar electricity.
That's what we want to thank our friends at Maple Leaf Landscaping for donating the tree. And it's going to be planted here and grow nice and big and tall and provide just something gorgeous for the kids here at Darlington Elementary Middle School to look at, provide some nice shade. And we want to thank you guys all again for all the earth-friendly initiatives you do, and congratulations for your entry and this nice new tree here in our Time for Kids Earth Day contest.
Good day to plant a tree.
Yeah.
A little chilly, but
I'm gonna say it's on the colder side, but light jacket's always nice, you know.
Look, you can work up a sweat making it, making holes.
All it takes is just a little bit of effort. The next thing you know, you're sweating through your clothes.
Another tree planted. That's good.
Absolutely. We need more trees in this world, especially with all the CO2 emissions. But outside of that, folks, the Mississippi River is still flooding, and we are having 60s in the forecast with more rain. We'll talk all about everything you need to know with the First One forecast coming up after the break.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Stanley Steamer loves Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Ashik, local owner of Stanley Steamer here in Madison. We've been proudly cleaning your homes and businesses for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. We strive to provide the best quality in both the services we provide and the equipment we use. That's why you've trusted us to keep Madison and southwestern Wisconsin homes cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful place to live. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Patio doors, patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors.
We do patio doors at scottthewindowguy.com.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, starting things off, let's talk about one of the biggest things that's really causing some major flooding issues for our friends to the west, and that is the Mississippi River. Currently at levels which are about 5 to 6 inches above what they need to be, or even just being categorized for flooding. So as of right now, we have some major flooding between Dubuque and Fort McGregor, and then other areas are still at moderate flooding, but regardless, we are still going to be seeing these areas be issues over the next couple of days. And on top of it, we are looking at a little bit more rain in the forecast for us, which is going to be causing these areas to have even more issues later into the week. Speaking of heading into the weekend, folks, you're going to be want to prepare to have some rain gear for you in cooler conditions. Light jackets and the rain gear is going to be necessary throughout our Saturdays. We are going to be tracking a system of bringing some rain throughout southern Wisconsin, and it's going to be on and off throughout much of our Saturday morning and afternoon, and even coming into our Saturday nights. Transitioning into Sundays, you see temperatures themselves are going to be struggling to even get out of the upper 40s throughout the course of the day. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be wet. It's just not going to be a weekend to really enjoy the outdoors. Instead, maybe just staying inside. As of right now, though, we are having a bit of some moisture in the upper Midwest. Cloud cover has been rather stagnant throughout Wisconsin for us. And we do have that small back end of a cold front that's going to be just bringing things more chilly as we get into tonight. And by that, I mean, we're going to be seeing temperatures fall just a couple degrees below freezing once again. So planning out the rest of this evening, we're going to be into the upper 40s. It's going to be, once again, a light jacket type of night for us. And then clearing out our skies is going to be opening up the radial cooling for those temperatures to fall to around 30 degrees for us here in Madison and for much of southern Wisconsin. Areas that are just going to be hitting the freezing point will be like Platteville and Prairie du Chien at around 33 and 32 degrees. Now let's take a look at what we're seeing on our future track over the next several hours. Here in the First Warn Weather Team, we're going to be watching for cloud cover to break up tonight, bringing things rather cold for overnight hours into our Wednesday morning. We'll warm into the upper 40s by lunchtime tomorrow, but cloud cover will start to build, and then the shift in the wind speeds coming in from the south, we're going to warm things up into the middle 40s throughout the course of our Wednesday evening. So things are still improving slowly, but it's still going to be light jacket weather throughout the next couple days until we roll into Thursday, where once we get into around the morning hours, we're already going to be around 40 degrees, and our friends to the north, we're going to be dealing with some showers that are not going to make their way here. So we have that dry line, which is going to be cutting off any kind of moisture reaching into southern Wisconsin, but a shift of the southerly winds going to bring us into those lower 60s and upper 50s by the time we get into our Thursday afternoon or lunchtime hour, and especially going into our Thursday evening. We are going to be expecting for more cooler temperatures over the next several days, though, especially starting off for the first week of May. So be prepared for and be patient for us to not really have the weather to start gardening or planting anything here for the spring, as temperatures are only going to be in the 60s very briefly, and then we're back to 40s and 50s over the next several days. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast here, the First Warn 10-day is going to be showing those 40s coming in from Sunday into our Monday. And if we hit the 50s on Saturday, it's going to be rather early, because we're going to cool off once we get into the back end of our Saturday afternoon, and then it's just rain, rain, rain. Hopefully, though, with all these rain showers, we are going to be looking at some kind of nice blooming heading into the first week of May. But our best opportunity to see that as of right now is going to be the end of the week, which from Wednesday to Friday, because that's the only real time we'll have finally sunshine and temperatures that will support any kind of actual growth.
Because May starts Monday. Right?
Yes.
I'm off next Thursday and Friday.
Well, looks like you can actually do some
perfect
gardening.
timing.
Look at you. Did that? You did that on purpose.
I planned it.
Yeah, you did.
Jimmy, thank you. Well, Harry Belafonte, the king of Calypso, died this morning at the age of 96. His publicist says the cause was congestive heart failure, and the legendary musician's wife was by his side.
In a career that spanned decades, the Grammy winner was known for his activism just as much as his music and movies. Michael George looks at his life and legacy.
Harry Belafonte catapulted up the music charts in the 50s with the Banana Boat song and that signature lyric.
What's so wonderful about the song is that not only do people love to sing it all over the world, but it speaks about my childhood, and it talks about a place in which I grew up in Jamaica.
His breakthrough album, Calypso, became the first LP in the world to sell over 1 million copies within a year. The Jamaican-American pop star had another big hit with Jump in the Line.
She's a hurricane in all kinds of weather. Jump in the line, rock your body on time.
Belafonte was born in New York City in 1927 and served in World War II. In 1993, he spoke to CBS about the biggest influencers on his life.
Paul Robeson, Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, Lead Belly, a great folk singer. Yeah, you know, guy out of prison.
Belafonte was passionate about fighting for social justice and his humanitarian work. He marched in the civil rights movement and was a steadfast voice for the black community.
Harry Belafonte standing next to Dr. King.
He became one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s confidants.
I had listened to him, completely fascinated with his view of struggle, his fear that he had taken on this task, and he was anointed with a responsibility he thought he was not quite prepared for.
Belafonte received many accolades during his career. In 1960, the multifaceted actor and musician became the first black performer to win an Emmy Award for a television special. He also won a Tony and 3 Grammy Awards, including the Lifetime Achievement Award. Michael George, CBS News.
What a life.
I always think about his songs in the movie Beetlejuice. They played a big role in 2 very key scenes.
Yeah, Belafonte, also the first African-American television producer. Well, coming up next year on Live at 4, Consumer Reports helps to fix those Wi-Fi dead zones in your house.
And then at 5, UW Data Science broke ground on a new 350,000 square foot building. We'll have all those details at 5.
Community is helping each other, making sure your neighbor is taken care of. At Lake Ridge Bank, community is who we are. We take pride in being a community bank, strengthening relationships and investing in the places we come from. It's why we are who we are. Lake Ridge Bank. Go far, go together.
Backyard living season is here. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Ready to feel what it's like when you can do more with less asthma? It's possible with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Are you in? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
New at 5, after nearly 7 years of debate, the first F-35 touches down at Truax Field. We reflect on the controversies that surrounded the proposal and the ongoing efforts by some to keep the jets away.
A little more sunshine tomorrow will boost temperatures a bit, and southerly winds will turn us milder for Thursday and Friday. But cloudy, chilly, and showery weather returns for the weekend and early next week. I'll let you know how mild it'll get at 5.
And ahead at 6, a new partnership in Rock County could bring clean energy to thousands of homes. How residents could benefit from the projects. That's tonight at 6.
Mike, give me the weather satellite to spin. We end up in New York City.
We're back again. We saw the Statue of Liberty yesterday.
Well, we went across the river.
Yeah.
Now we're downtown.
58 degrees there.
And cloudy and cool, sort of like here. It's 2023, and few things are more annoying than dealing with a Wi-Fi dead zone in your home or studio.
Always when you're watching something good, too.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is fixing it is easy, and as Consumer Reports explains, it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. Shane Hogan has the details.
Chris Patterson and his family spent years struggling with their Wi-Fi.
The router for our house is on one side of the house, while most of the time we're on the other side of the house. It was kind of getting hard to use the Wi-Fi without being in the living room.
But that all changed when they got a mesh network.
It changed the Wi-Fi completely, and all of a sudden now it worked everywhere in the house.
What's the magic of a mesh router? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Mesh networks use several routers together to spread the Wi-Fi signal throughout your home and around obstacles.
Some common items include a fish tank, a big metal refrigerator, the pipes in your home. These can all sort of block the Wi-Fi signal and prevent you from getting a decent connection.
Consumer Reports tests routers for what matters most: how fast they send a Wi-Fi signal from several distances, and data privacy and security. These mesh networks from Linksys and TP-Link aced all of CR's distance tests. They can be set up using an app and have automatic firmware updates to help protect you and your data online. They both support Wi-Fi 6, but even a mesh network that uses the older Wi-Fi 5 may feel like an upgrade from your old router, and it'll save you some money.
Everything is backwards compatible, so if you buy a brand new iPhone today, which has the latest Wi-Fi chip in there, it's going to work fine with the Wi-Fi 5 router.
Like the Google Nest Wi-Fi. CR's experts say it's great for small or medium-sized houses. It also has automatic firmware updates and can be set up using an app. It's what Chris has in his home, and now he says there's no going back. This is Shane Hogan.
That's what I have in my phone, home.
Fancy.
Well, I had to. It's a lot of floors. Anyway, want to spend even less money?
CR says a Wi-Fi extender can be useful in some situations, especially if you're dealing with only one pesky dead spot in your home.
And they cost about $50 or less, so
yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Up next, UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff has the latest medical news.
And an amazing archaeological find in Chile. A 1,200-year-old mummy with some skin and hair intact.
Ew.
Yeah, all that's coming up when Live at 4 continues.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, Our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
This is Jane. She's doing her darndest to find the difference. The difference between my Betty sofa and this competitor's sofa that costs twice as much. Theirs comes in 2 colors with 2 pillows. Mine has 4 pillows, comes in 3 colors, multiple size options, and hundreds of 5-star reviews for just $4.99 each. Theirs is over $500 more than mine. In fact, you can get 2 Bettys for less than their 1. I guess the difference is at Bob's, you pay less and get more. Give your wallet a break. The spring break at Bob's.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint for certain. Made with American biofuels, E15 saves drivers money, reduces emissions, and creates jobs in rural communities. Last year, when gas prices were spiking, President Biden extended summer sales of E15 and saved drivers nearly $1 per gallon in some areas. We can't afford higher gas prices this summer. We need the Biden administration to act again. Tell Senator Baldwin that President Biden must protect access to E15 and extend savings at the pump.
Taking a quick update on our traffic around the Beltline. We do have some slower spots on our way towards Monona, but overall, not a whole lot of issues as we're getting closer to the 5 p.m. rush hour. Now, taking a closer look over to our friends on the interstate. As of right now, all green on I-39. But again, really some of those slow spots are mainly near the Monona or eastern side of the Beltline. Now, taking a quick look at just how quickly we can get to point A to point B from Verona to the Beltline, typical for this time of day. 4 minutes, Oregon to Beltline, 7 minutes, and from Springfield to University Ave, about 4 minutes. So around Madison's rather quick to get to point A to point B as of right now, but for the highways, also not too bad or too much issues on the roadways as of right now. No real delays, no traffic issues, or even any kind of crashes to report at this moment. So it's going to do it for our traffic update. Let's go ahead and send it over to you.
Thank you, Julian. Peruvian archaeologists have discovered a mummy believed to be more than 1,000 years old, with some of its skin and hair still intact. The mummy was found at an archaeological complex near Lima's outskirts. The body is believed to be that of an adolescent. From ceramic objects found near the body, archaeologists estimate the mummy is between 1,100 and 1,200 years old.
Wow.
Never know what they'll find.
You never know. A new study says gobbling up too many refined wheat and rice products, along with eating too few whole grains, is fueling the growth of new cases of type 2 diabetes worldwide.
Well, joining us now to talk about that study is Chief Quality Officer of UW Health, Dr. Jeff Pothoff.
So eating junk food is not good for you.
You know,
What?
surprise, surprise. But yeah, another study that looked at, the incidence of diabetes from the 1990s to 2018. 2018, 14 million new cases, 8 million more than we would have had, 1990. And when they try to figure out, why is that happening? There's all those different factors, but what they're really keying in on is we typically eat too many highly processed foods, simple carbohydrates, and then those preserved, meats, pepperoni, salami, and things like that. And that might account for a majority of these new cases. And I think it makes sense because, one, those foods are readily available. They're all over the place. One, that they're fairly affordable, and they taste good. The problem is like long-term, they're pretty bad for us. So trying to get away from the red meat, eat more like complex grains and things like that, whole grains, certainly in the long run is better for us, even though we may not enjoy them quite as much in the moment.
Well, even some of the health foods have some very processed ingredients in it. So people may think that they're being healthy, but they're not. So how can you know what you're looking for at the grocery store?
Yeah, I think, simple ways to do it. So in processed meats, I think that's pretty easy. If it looks like someone's done a whole lot of stuff to the meat, that's probably highly processed. For the grains, it can be tricky because what you're really looking for are like simple sugars, simple carbohydrates, and things like that. And you're right, once you kind of dress these things up, up and you call it like a granola bar. It sounds like it's healthy, and then you realize that it's pretty simple sugars in there and maybe not as healthy as they want you to believe it is.
How do they diagnose type 2 diabetes? What's the tipping point?
Yeah, there's a few ways that you do it. So the most common way you're going to get it diagnosed is your doctor's going to have you go for a fasting glucose level. And if you fast and you get a glucose level and it's above a certain level, that's diagnostic for type 2 diabetes. Other tests that you'll see sometimes doctors do is something called a hemoglobin A1C. It gives a longer view of how high your blood sugar has been, and they can narrow in pretty accurately on whether or not you have type 2 diabetes or not.
And that can lead to a lot of other issues, cardiovascular issues, kidney issues, whatnot. So it's good to do the work now if you can, to avoid some of those
Absolutely. I mean, I see a lot of diabetics in the emergency department, and lots of times the diabetes in and of itself doesn't make you feel bad. And you're like, why should I be so careful? This is so much work. Until someday it catches up with you and you're having a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. And at that point, it's too late. So once you're diagnosed with diabetes, so important to manage that blood sugar really tightly because one day it comes and catches up with you.
I think this is the first time in 3 years that we have not talked about COVID.
There we go. That's not a bad thing.
Are we to that stage?
Things are looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, I think we are. We talk about, boosters available for older folks, and there's some variants in India, but all things point to the idea that we're kind of in this symbiotic relationship with COVID where it's never going to go away, but we're learning to live with it.
Yeah. Herd immunity?
Probably not herd immunity. People are going to get sick, they're going to die, but enough immunity where the rate of people who are getting severely ill is pretty low.
And that's mostly people unvaccinated?
Unvaccinated, or even at this point, not even so much that. It's folks who have risk factors. So they're elderly, they have increased risk for that, they're immunocompromised.
Diabetic?
Diabetic, that would definitely count. Those are the folks that we typically see the more severe disease in. Everyone else has probably experienced at least once, and they've made it.
There's an old expression, no news is good news.
There you go.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Doctor, thanks for being with us today.
Good to see you guys.
The final check of your forecast coming up.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
Now I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, so you can have clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com. Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
As the first F-35 arrives in Madison, we look back at the nearly 7-year battle by some to keep the fighter jets out of Dane County. And we analyze Wisconsin's proposed tax policies. Will they bring relief or will they be a burden? That's coming up at 5.
Find out what factors drive the decision to open and close the Beltline's Flex Lane. Get a look inside Wisconsin's nerve center that monitors and controls the Flex Lane and keeps an eye on roadways throughout the state. Thursday at 6.
Few things to talk about. Any kind of rain we're going to see for the rest of the week will potentially come late Friday into our Saturday. We are looking for a little bit more soggier conditions throughout the parts of our weekend, as temperatures will be at their highest for the weekend, at least on Saturday into the middle 50s. And throughout our Sunday, folks, expect those jackets and coats to be still on you as we're looking at even colder conditions. Looking at our temperature trend, our best time for any kind of relief of the cool or cold weather is going to be from Thursday and Friday into the 60s. And then we're going to be back to the cooler weather from Saturday into next Wednesday, and we'll finally jump back to the 60s at the back end of next week. Three things we'll need to know today and tomorrow. We're into those 50s, and then for Thursday and Friday, 60s for highs, but then late into our Friday through Monday of next week, we have opportunities to see more rain in our forecast. Just hopefully we can get some more sunshine and warmer weather so we can finally see some of those Mayflowers.
All right, Julian, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live Before, Lisa Briggs with the Roost Company takes your plant and garden questions live.
And we'll look at train travel across the world, including a luxury ride through the Swiss Alps.
Look at that.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Keep it down.
Oh, hey, sorry. I can't stop these kids from rocking, but I can help you replace all this.
Rock on!
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home. This offer ends Sunday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
Ivisia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose for instant dryness relief that lasts up to 8 hours. Ivisia, we see a better way.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $37.50 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
In today's final touch, some people regard seagulls as pests, but there's a group in Belgium trying to change the image of the seaside bird.
Some 50 entrants took part in a seagull imitating contest. Some were veterans, others first-timers. Take a listen. They are not in pain. In the end, first-timer Jarmo, a 21-year-old architectural student from the Netherlands, won the crown best seagull imitator, hopefully garnering some sympathy for these coastal creatures.
I like their costumes. Do you have a seagull cry?
No, I don't.
No?
No. Do you?
I haven't warmed up yet. So.
All right, well, yes.
I'm going to fly away.
Get your instrument ready.
Okay.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for helping out. We'll see you back here tomorrow. You'll see now at 5 starts right now.